What's up YouTube? Honeybee here, bringing you a new Mortal Kombat 11 video. In this video, I just wanted to talk about how you guys can be involved and get into the tournament scene. I've had a lot of people ask me, like, how do you get into tournaments? How do you know what tournaments to go to? Where do you go for all this stuff? And I just wanted to make a quick video breaking it down as easily as possible for you guys of how to get into the tournament scene. So when it comes to tournaments, there's like, I would say there's like three kinds of tournaments. There's like local tournaments that are potentially near you. There's major tournaments which happen that people travel all around the world for oftentimes, and then there's online tournaments. And online tournaments are generally the easiest things to get into right now for Mortal Kombat 11. I'm not fully aware of any online tournaments like a War of the Gods that they had for Injustice. I do online tournaments via my Patreon, but that's not free, and I know a lot of you guys want something free. So right now, there's not a whole lot that's free. If you do go on the mortalkombat.com/esports website, which I'm currently on, and I'll have a link in the description below, there are a couple online tournaments here you'll see that you can actually register by just clicking the register button on, and you can do these for free on these specific dates. For example, June 8th, online NA East. If you click on it, you'll see what regions are eligible, but it's basically North America, east side of North America can play in this. They have online NA West on August 17th, which is the west side of North America, and then they have a European online thing on September 14th. So these are going to be three completely free to enter tournaments. Obviously, you can only enter one of them, and you have to be eligible for the regions. But this is like one example of like something you could do from the comfort of your own home to try to get into the tournament scene. Another thing that's really important is, as I said, locals. So you can Google search like your area and see like if there's anything that pops up, Mortal Kombat 11 Toronto tournaments. That's essentially what I did when I got into the tournament scene back in Injustice 1. I just simply Google searched Injustice Toronto tournament, and then I saw that one was happening in downtown Toronto that weekend, so I went to my brother, and then I'm just like, hey, let's go to this, and we did. And then it really just snowballed from there. So going to a local tournament can certainly help. You can easily Google search it, or you could try to ask people that you might know are from that area. For example, if you're from like Florida or something, Katana Prime is like a great person to talk to. That's from Florida, so you could always hit him up on Twitter at Katana Prime, I think. And like there's stuff like that you could try to reach out to people on Twitter. And then there's the majors, and these are the events that all the pro players are going to be at. I can guarantee you beyond a shadow of a doubt that Combo Breaker May 24th to 26th in St. Charles, Illinois is going to be massive. Everyone's going to be here. All the pro players are going to be here. All the other non-pro players, everyone that wants to be good, we're all going to be here at this tournament. This is the big kick-off tournament for Mortal Kombat 11. So, as I said before, links in the description below. But if you are planning on getting into the tournament scene and you want to compete in the Mortal Kombat, where is it? The pro competition, that's what it is. If you want to compete in the pro competition, these are the events that you're going to want to look at. So once again, link in the description. Take a look at these, because these are the events you're gonna want to travel to. Now, I know a lot of people are gonna say like, Honeybee, like, I got a life, I got a job, I got whatever. I can't make it to all these tournaments. And that's honestly a sacrifice that a lot of us have had to deal with. A lot of us have had to do in the past, and like we've had to miss tournaments and stuff like that. Like it's kind of normal. Like it happens, so you're gonna have to be able to pick and choose what events are most important to you to go to. Obviously, if something is very close to you, like for example, if you live in St. Charles, Illinois, or like Chicago or something like that, I would highly recommend trying to take the time off work on like the Friday or whatever so that you can go out to this tournament. But generally tournaments are like Saturday, Sunday things, so it is possible to go to them. If you're from like Florida, I would highly recommend going to something like CEO. And then they even have like some tournaments in like Austria, Las Vegas, Ireland, Montreal, Canada. There's a tournament that's going to be in Brazil. There's a tournament Stamford CT. I don't even know what that is. East Coast Rhode Island was always New Jersey in the past. I don't know what this is now. I'm not too familiar with United States geography. And NEC, which is in Philadelphia. Like, these are going to be the big tournaments that you guys are going to want to put on your radar, on your map. They have dates for the majority of them, so you can always try to plan ahead of schedule. Look at flight prices, look at the hotels. Generally, when you register for something, it'll tell you in that link what's the best airport to go to, what hotels can you go to. Sometimes hotels have group rates. Sometimes you can, even if you know people that are going, it's very, very smart to just split hotel costs with someone, because for a weekend you could spend like $500 on a hotel, but if you're splitting with like 4 people, you know, $125 each is way better than spending $500 yourself. So definitely look into something like that. And these are just the main ways I would suggest if you want to get into the tournament scene. It really is going to be necessary to come out to events if you really want to be like big in this, and you want to do maybe what I'm doing, and I'm making this like a full-time thing for me. You're going to have to come out to tournaments. You're going to have to compete. You can be an online warrior and just play on online tournaments, but as of right now, I'm not super familiar with many online tournaments that are going to be happening. I will be doing an online tournament on Patreon for my patrons in May, so that's going to be really awesome. I always have medals that I give to the top 3. I ship them out, and oftentimes we do have pot bonuses as well. So if that's something you're interested in, you can definitely click on the Patreon link in the description below as well. I do 1v1 sessions with people that want to get better. I do King of the Hills with groups of people, and it's also like a community that we've built together where you can train and play with all these guys, and we talk in our Discord, and it's just a really awesome thing that I'm really happy we've actually built together as like this hive community. So shout outs to the Patreon. Thank you guys so much for supporting. But that is generally the gist of it when it comes into this. I would also highly recommend having a Twitter and following all the people on Twitter, especially like the pro players that are like maybe in your scene or like from around your area, because a lot of the times we are going to retweet things. We're going to talk about like tournaments that maybe kind of pop up out of nowhere. So if you want to know what's going on, definitely follow these guys on Twitter so you can know what's happening, because Twitter is like super good for just being up to date with everything regarding tournaments. Also, just to touch up on War of the Gods and why it was so good for the tournament scene. For those of you that have been following my channel for a while, you would have known that like I've been uploading my sets and whatever from War of the Gods, which was an online free-to-enter tournament hosted by Streamy, commentated by Mr. Aquaman and Echo, and they did an amazing job like running this tournament that had prize money, that was free to enter, that was well organized, that was streamed. This is something that a lot of people really should take advantage of when it comes to getting into the tournament scene, because obviously a free to enter online tournament is without a doubt the easiest way to get in. If you're playing from the comfort of your own home for free and you're playing for big prize money against other strong players and you do well, that's like the way, I think, for a lot of people that are just trying to get their feet wet. So with that said, like War of the Gods was amazing. Like huge shout outs to the Streamy team and the guys that were behind that. Hopefully, if Mortal Kombat 11 has some kind of online tournament league, you know I will 100% retweet that. I'll almost certainly enter it myself, and I just highly recommend you guys be on the lookout for online tournaments. So follow me on Twitter if you're not already following me at honeybeecmndr, because I'll definitely be retweeting that shit. I'm not trying to do this just to gain followers. Like I'm actually trying to help you guys like figure out this stuff. Follow all the top like pro players, because we're always going to be retweeting and talking about this stuff. So yeah, online tournaments are definitely huge. And the last thing I want to mention when it comes to being involved in the tournament scene and stuff like that is tune into Twitch streams of top players a lot of the times, or just any players that are also involved in the tournament scene. It doesn't have to be top players, but tune into the streams and talk amongst each other. You'll see that like a lot of these people are people that have been going to tournaments. They can also give you advice themselves. Maybe you can actually become friends with some of these guys, and these are people that you could potentially room with at tournaments to cut costs or stuff like that. Maybe you're going to take an Uber with them at the airport. So tune into streams a lot of the time and talk to people, and you could even ask people like in the Twitch chat and whatever if they want to play a set with you and they want to do stuff like that. So tune into streams as well, because a lot of people are streaming, a lot of people have people in the chat that are talking, and if you just mingle with everyone, you'll find that it's going to be a lot easier to get games with other strong players as opposed to just playing randoms on ranked. But another thing that you could also do is if you fight someone in ranked and you're looking to improve, if this person beats you, send them a message. Hey, GG's, do you want to run a set? Something like that. I used to do that all the time when I was like trying to get good at the game. I would play ranked. If someone beats me, I'm not going to send them a salty like fuck you whatever. I'm going to say like, yo, GG's, like that was a good set, like do you want to play? Do you want to play a 1v1? Something like that. That's essentially my advice when it comes to like getting into the tournament scene, is really being aware of the tournaments that are happening and putting them on your radar. It is going to be necessary to fly out to some of these. Obviously, I don't expect you guys to be able to have the time or the money to go to literally every single event, but you can pick and choose stuff to go to and like have fun, you know. Like these tournaments are always like a fun thing to do for people like myself. Like obviously I'm competing, but I'm also meeting a lot of like friends that I've gotten to know over the past years and whatever, and I'm meeting new people, and it's really a fun experience. So I highly recommend looking into that if you are interested in getting into the tournament scene, if you're interested in competing in Mortal Kombat 11, and if you don't want to actually fly out places, then be on the lookout for online tournaments. They are happening. There's actually a Canadian thing that's going on for the pro circuit, which is this Mortal Kombat Clash. You can register here, so if you're Canadian, I highly recommend registering for this because it is free to enter. But if you're not Canadian, you will be disqualified, so don't even bother with that. But with that said, thank you guys so much for checking out this video. Like, comment, and subscribe, and let me know, are you guys going to be competing in Mortal Kombat 11? See you next time.